So today is the first ride all year where there's not snow on the ground, which is crazy. It's actually in the mid, going into the upper 40s. I kind of forgot how to dress. I know I'm a little overdressed, but I left room to shed layers. So yeah, not sure what the plan is yet, but I want to ride for a while, so let's go. So today is a Monday afternoon, and it's one thing I love about being a freelancer. Since it rained all yesterday, I got all my Monday work done. So now I'm just waiting for emails on, you know, projects and stuff like that, which I can check while I'm out riding. So yeah, one of the coolest things. It's a work day, but I get to go cruise. I think I'm gonna go check out the paved Freedom Trail. We rode that on Wednesday and it was rough. The first few miles just a battle to stay upright. And then the next few just so rough with the packed footprints. Yeah, we had a good night out, but it was a rough ride, slow going. I'm not sure what the conditions will be, because where snow gets packed, it tends to last. Like my parking lot still is like icy right now. So if it's like that, I don't want to deal with it. We'll come up with a plan B. Looks like they finally finished off that structure. It's not a quick process.
Some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
Just got a text from Erin that she couldn't do her hike because it was all ice. So we're about to hit the bike trail, so this will be our moment of truth. Okay, there's some. We're gonna go a little farther and check it out. I guess we will turn around. They're also finishing the bridge here. It's a new Route 8 bridge. Yeah, a lot of ice, construction. Let's go somewhere else. Kent was gonna be the easy ride. I was gonna grab a coffee. Usually don't do late day coffees, but I have a number of things I want to do when I get home, so, and I'm probably not going to bed early. Maybe we'll go out to Fairlawn. Oh. The path was blocked. I just didn't come in on an official trailhead, I guess. When they announced that bridge replacement and started building it, I was worried that the bike path would be closed for a long time, but there's a number of active rails right next to the path, so I realized yeah, they really wouldn't be able to close this long term. This is a rail trail too. This is the pinch point of the Little Cuyahoga Valley, so there was a ton. Every different train company, you know, used to have to come through that little pass. But I think there's 2 active rails there now. Would have been 4 or 5 in the heyday of trains. I think it's time to stop and ditch the gloves and the cap. I always feel like the alleys in this part of town would make a good setting for some kind of historic, movie that takes place in a city. Do you guys have neighborhood gravel? That one was too icy. We're gonna skip it. More alley grab. So definitely need to stop somewhere to get a snack. Haven't eaten any lunch. So I think we will hit the coffee shop. They don't have my favorite coffee at all, but it's drinkable. It's gonna be more there for the pastry. Also, I've just made the assumption that they're open on Mondays. So we'll find that out too. Have to come up with a plan B if that's not the case. Got a road closed way up there. Second time today, I have to go a different way, but you know what? When you have no plans, you don't really have to worry about it. I have no idea when that KFC popped up. Should I get a bucket? Oh good, coffee shop is open. If you saw my last video when I came here, and I did not see the bike rack, it's right here, but it's kind of weird. Totally forgot that I bought that same kind of pastry last time. It is so cloyingly sweet. I think I have diabetes now. Need to ride a century to burn that thing off. Remember that for next time, Tim. What is this? I guess I've never come down this street. Is this like an old, is this a sewer line or old train tracks? It's too overgrown to explore that way. I have to look at this on Google Maps and see if there's any kind of cool cuts back here. So I just met a friend in Columbus for lunch last weekend, and he gave me a box that had some old cameras in it. A number of them are point and shoot digital cameras, which is funny because those are kind of trending with Gen Z right now. And I get it, certain aesthetic, you know, they probably remember those are the kind of cameras their parents are carrying or whatever. But I had a friend, Kyle, and I think the little Canon I have with me today is like almost the exact one he had. And I'm so glad he always carried it, because no one did back then. You had maybe a disposable camera brought out if something exciting was going on. But he kind of bridged that gap for my group of friends between film and phones, you know? So yeah, the battery charger was in there. I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit for the hell of it. Why not? Kind of interesting because it seems there's two concurrent trends in the compact camera market. Like the thing I just showed, that little cheap Canon point and shoots, which are kind of coming back just with, you know, people taking pictures of their friends, and, you know, not serious photographers, just a different way to capture stuff than a smartphone, an iPhone, I might as well say, in America. But there's also like a high-end compact resurgent, bigger sensors, better optics. But both of these lines of cameras were killed by the smartphone. All the companies stopped making them, and now they're all scrambling to reopen factories that could make them. Canon just announced a new factory. I guess camera stores cannot keep these things on the shelf, all the stock that's left, and certain models are climbing up over $1,000, $1,500. So just goes to show, you know, it's how hard it must be to run some kind of big, slow-moving business and stay on the trend. Should we see what the 480p video on this Canon looks like from my bike? It says it has image stabilization. Look at this little road. So that's this road here is the 1785 western border of the United States. The Portage Path. It's been a trail for, you know, thousands and thousands of years. The local Indians used it to portage their canoes from the Cuyahoga River to the Tuscarawas River. This little marker I've never noticed, but this is the property of the founder of Akron, Simon Perkins. Oh yeah, people always ask me about that lock that I carry. I was using it at the coffee shop. It's called a hip lock. I got it from Dirty River Bicycle Works. We call those kind of locks honesty locks. You know, they're just something to keep someone from walking away with your bike. It would take them a little effort, but I wouldn't use it to secure my bike if I was going to be away from it for a long time. So I've talked about this bike a bunch, but we'll do a quick bike check because there's always a bunch of new people with questions. So this is a Gunner Rock Tour Adventure. Renair's 55mm endurance casing tires, Velocity 135 wheels. Got some Planet Bike fenders on here for the winter. We'll see if we keep them on when it gets nice. Brooks B17, of course. Setback Thompson seat post. Portman bars. This is like one of my longest rides on these. I put them on and then it snowed and I never really got to ride them. They do feel wide. I know they're not the widest bar, but I'm liking them so far. Swift Catalyst bag on the front, whatever they call the Swift frame bag. So race face cranks. We got a SRAM XX, if that's what it's called, front derailleur. Shimano Dior XT from some era. Rear derailleur. So Grotech equal brakes from Bella Orange. I think the levers I switched not too long ago. Yeah, Soars that got from Pudgy pedal pusher. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all the important bits. I've been slowly pinking it out. So I think this color was called Toxic Barbie Pink. So yeah, going that way. Sorry to the guy who commented that it must be a girl's bike because I put pink on it. Jeez, what generation would that dude be from? Anyways, so I have my Canon camera with me. I'm using an adapter to shoot vintage Minolta lenses. This is a 55 1.7. I just love the way this lens has a background blur. And I'm gonna also take a picture with that point and shoot. That'll probably be absolute trash, but I want to compare it to see what it looks like. C-A-D-A-L-L-A-C. I also wanted to bring up the live streams from the bike. I know some of you enjoy that. I know live streams aren't for everyone, that's fine. But I think I ironed out some of the kinks, and it is something I plan to do again. So I will announce that always in the Discord when I'm gonna go live and cruise around and chat with everybody. I'd mentioned before how just making these videos gives me some kind of entertainment when I'm riding solo around areas that I always ride. So the live streams just kind of take that a step further. You know, it's like I'm not riding alone at all. I've got the chat with me. So yeah, I don't know how much I'll do it. I don't know if I'll invest more in the setup or just figure out how my bare bones one, where I could ride and where it works. How about one more super nerdy historical fact before we wrap this ride up? So this rusty air condition on top of a block of concrete may not look like much, but it's an interesting piece of Akron history I just learned in a book I'm reading. So when Akron was very young and just a few blocks over, centered around the canal, this area on the hillside that I showed was a Berea sandstone quarry. When they went to put the new city hall there in the early 1900s, they were putting it on top of basically excavating the old quarry. There was a sandstone outcropping there that they were afraid to blast because they had already started with the foundations. So instead of just leaving it, they built a wood form, poured the concrete around it, and put the ACs there. So yeah, little hidden in plain sight piece of Akron's early history. Edmund, why do you have a toy on your back? All right, guys, thanks for probably riding with me today by the numbers.